Ah, maintenant on sait que il faut tourner plusieurs fois. On sait l'avoir fait suffisamment et que ça donne une clé pour descendre dans le sous-sol. Et ça c'est bien. Allons-y.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Alors la daronne qui est au courant de tout. Un jour on pourra... Alors, rien que là, je comprends pourquoi c'est ultra stylé en fait. Le game. Un vrai bail quoi. Non, pas à l'envers. Bah... Enfin. Je vois que si je le faisais dès le début, ça aurait pu. Ou je remette les plombs. Une table de billes. Ce bruit. Quel était ce bruit bizarre et étrange?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Le tétanus. Faut faire attention quoi. Sven. Ah c'était... Ah c'est... Ouais c'était ça. Chez mes grands-parents j'en avais un comme ça aussi. C'était pas aussi vénère comme ça, mais une vraie scie à table. Avec la scie qui dépassait. Il y avait le gros moteur en dessous et t'es là tu fais... Ah ça coupait sec hein. Vraiment. Et, assez vénère.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Exactement. Je vais le mettre quoi là derrière?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Attends, il y a une mine. Une mine. Chumbo là. Ish, 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 ish. Allez, on pousse.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Je disais au départ c'était un truc de secte machin et tout, ils ont un bunker.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
s'il te plaît.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
C'est pour faire du sport, au moins. Électricité, tout ça. Attends. Ouais. Oh. Est-ce que je loupe un truc? Ah. Voilà.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Ah ouais, en fait, c'est juste lui qui... D'accord.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
En vrai... T'as pas tout
Even
à
a
fait
monster
tort, hein.
on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
En 2005.
Maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
Mhm.
I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
On peut pas sortir par la porte principale? Non. Ça va devenir un Wendigo à force de rester.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Tu vas revenir dans la vraie vie, tu vas découvrir Twitter, tu vas pas être bien, hein. Les réseaux sociaux, tout ça, hein.
Happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Ah. En 2005, ça n'existe pas encore. Mais c'est trop cher.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Il a 53 ans. Mais même à l'époque, il devait y avoir des...
I'm sure my mom was
de
trying
l'aide, hein.
to me.
Eh? Où? Qui? Qui? Où? C'est sûr que ma mère pensait que ça allait me protéger. Je peux pas descendre? Voilà, merci.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
C'est pour ça l'homme taupe. Ben oui.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Ah, tous les déchets, bah oui, évidemment, il fallait bien qu'ils les mettent quelque part.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Le fit tout
Now
nuit.
that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
C'est vrai qu'il aimait bien les trains. Aussi, c'est trop. Les cartes, hein. Il devait y avoir un pont. Peut-être là-bas, hein. Ramener à la ville.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Cette chaise.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Non mais oh. Est-ce que c'est pas ce que la daronne voulait faire? Et que toi t'as quand même poussé pour savoir la vérité quoi.
But I thought you
Donc, au
should
final,
know your family.
marche
And the
toujours.
history you're a part of.
L'océan a l'air si beau. Allons nous plonger là-dedans. Non. En plus, ils ont une petite plage privée.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
J'ai un truc dans l'œil, au secours. J'appelle mon doigt. Ouais, exactement. Ah.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
On va aller là-bas. Pas forcément
I
retour.
think we've
Attends,
been
mais
surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
il est habitué à la mort. Ok, non. L'engrais, le gasoil.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
C'est pas fou.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
The pigeon, Lucy, Daisy, Derpy, Charlie, Tucker, Turpy, Coco, Zoé, Fleury, Fleury. Beaucoup de pieds, hein. Vous avez eu combien d'animaux? Ouais, après, les poissons, machin, Olivier, Bailey.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly Flea. Est-ce que le petit chat? Calvin. Ah, il aimait bien l'espace. Sven. Ouais, bon, ouais. Eddie. Lecture. Et Dino. C'est parce qu'on vote, ça. Ça, c'est moi ou... Un petit bonhomme? Là, il est debout. Il doit être debout les deux. Il y a un petit bonhomme. Ok. Barbara, la star. Ou une chaussure.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Ah, mais si tu regardes toujours le passé, tu n'avances jamais. No! Je regarde l'avenir.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Heureusement qu'il faut pas que je mette une pièce.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Ah
Her
oui.
dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory, Sam, Gus. Bon, ça c'est une année. C'est la guerre et ça. Ça. Non, 12-13 ans. Oui. 23. Non, 33. Non. Attendez, on les avait vus qu'on est... Wait. Ah, c'est parce qu'on est monté par là, d'accord. Ok, t'es... J'ai cru que ça avait changé. Non. Ça va.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Un pinceau. Pas marqué de date de mort. Et pas marqué Finch. Qui est-ce?
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now,
Les ont été un
she told
poil
me there was
dangereuses.
so much climbing. I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ouais. Vraiment risqué.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Petit fire.
They were both pretty intense.
Ouais, par la chasse. Ou le Sam.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Noir. Ah ouais. Moult médailles. Il a quand même un fusil à son nom. Vas-y, le chat. Face à l'écureuil. Mais qui va gagner? Miaou. Oh, j'avoue. La chambre là, t'es là, tu es. Ouf. The class. Eh. On va dormir.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Ah, ça coûte cher, hein. Ouh.
Aw.
Petits osios.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Est-ce qu'il y a des choses intéressantes? Plus là-bas. Ah ouais.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hmm.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was going to be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Oh, les poissons.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Prends des photos de
Found
tout.
an
Hein.
old logging trail with deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Non, faut pas que ce soit. Non,
Give me a minute to check the map.
non, faut monter. Faut monter le canon. Ah, un truc comme ça.
Let's see.
Pas toi, mais je t'ai déjà pris en photo.
Maybe. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Ouais, ouais, bon. Je cherche. Hein. Pas beaucoup d'animals.
Good eyes, Dawn.
Je l'ai. Ah, ça c'était
Take
bien.
a shot. Let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Ok.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Ah, vite, 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 vite. Je me mets en position.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Bah oui. Faut.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Que faut vider du sang avant de prendre une photo. Peut-être mieux. Assurer de faire en sorte qu'il retourne à la nature, machin, tout ça. Non?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
C'est lui le tueur. Faut que je ressorte par là. J'ai pas l'impression que... Ah ah, une petite porte. Je ne l'avais point vue.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Ah, je vois une tête de bébé flippante là. Ouais, c'est une tête de bébé flippante. Gus, Don, Gregory. The baby. Routine. Il va falloir grimper après, faire un peu d'escalade.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Ah, il y a double. On va faire le bébé. Ah, divorce contrat.
Dear
D'accord.
Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, je joue un bébé. Ah ouais. Wouhou.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Le contrôle, les canards. À gauche, à droite. Hihihi, je suis un magicien de la grenouille.
Time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Hello? Sam?
Volcanoldo,
I want to talk right now.
grenouildo. Je suis votre
I wonder what he saw.
maître. Oui, oui, je peux sauter.
What his world was like.
Anya, reviens.
It reminded me so
Suivez-moi.
lost.
Dansez autour de moi.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Et on me suit. Oh,
It sure made him happy.
je suis un chef d'orchestre. Ouh, 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 ouh. On revient à l'endroit. Ouh, ouh, ouh. Oh non. Tendu, hein. Ah, je veux le reste. Ah, peut-être si je monte là. Ah non, tombe pas. Ah, difficilement contrôlable. C'est le grenouille qui glisse. Oh. Tire-moi, chien. Et tout est à moi. Je suis le maître de ce monde.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about the baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Non, mon monde.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Heureux. Oh, je le contrôle toujours. Oui.
I wish he could have told us. About the
Guégué. Oui. Mes sujets.
About Gregory. About everything.
Je suis un Atlante.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Iggy. Ah. Mort de noyade par négligence. Et toi, Gus?
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh oui. Je sais pas diriger correctement.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Une tempête montée en moi, enfin en lui. Comment ça va?
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Le tornade.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Wouhou! Mariage pluvieux, mariage heureux.
It sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Écrasé sur un totem.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Il nous en reste quand même 4. Edith, Milton, peut-être après Sven. On crée un peu plus. Ah. Oh, il nous en reste 4. Et oui. Continuons. Massacre de famille.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Ouais, peut-être une autre ville, ça aurait été bien. Et ça comme ça.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Bon.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Ils se sont pas mariés.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Et ça passe pas, hein.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Du romarin, du basilic.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Des cours à la maison, ouais.
But it didn't last.
La théorie tient toujours, hein.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Pas du tout dangereux.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ouais. Pour descendre ou pas? Si oui. Wait. Le passage là-bas. Et là j'ai l'impression qu'on retourne dans la maison. Porte scellée ça. Et Wiss.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Ah. Vérifier tous les bails. Ça s'est pété. Là-bas il y a quoi? Ah mais Milton, j'aimerais bien. Là tu redescends à la maison mais là... Oh il avait une chiche.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Drogue, tout ça. Il y a quoi là-bas?
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yeah.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he...
Ah oui, c'est lui qui faisait le saumon.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Donne-moi ça, que je lui coupe la...
wander.
Ah. Ouais.
I asked him to describe it.
Oups.
He
Ah,
said
faut
he
que je contrôle les deux en même temps.
imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Faut que je les attaque, si.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Ah, c'est tendu. Ah ouais, grosse imagination qui augmente de plus en plus. Hein.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
Ouais, moi aussi je le fais d'instinct alors. Oh, attention.
It seemed very promising at first.
Je me coupe pas la main.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Ouais, de go.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Yeah. Ouais.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Donnez-moi mon poisson.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Il aurait pu devenir écrivain.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Concepteur de jeux vidéo.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
Comment ça?
At all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Il est devenu un assassin tueur.
And he won.
Élisez-moi! Évidemment,
They begged him to stay.
je n'ai pas de
His mind
concurrence.
was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Pas beaucoup d'imagination au niveau
St.
des noms.
Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Ah non, mon esprit s'en va tailler. Mon esprit desire.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
On peut choisir. Hein.
handsome queen.
Ah, pardon.
The queen was on her own quest for
Ministre serpent
sinister serpents.
de toute coille.
He followed the sound of her silver harp.
J'aurais dû prendre peut-être le wack.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Quoi? Pas de poisson? Faut que je m'occupe des poissons. Les poissons! Vite! Plus vite!
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Il n'y a plus de poissons. Dis-moi les poissons. Merci.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Pas vraiment de l'or, c'est de la pierre très belle, mais du marbre peut-être.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Je suis le maître. Acclamez-moi.
He began to forget the world we know.
J'ai tous coupé. Ça c'est beau.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Moi qui ai fait tout ça?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hello. Fais mal ton taf. Parce que j'appelle découper.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Ouais, mes copains.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting them.
J'ai un chat. Trop bien. respect my authority.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
La seule que j'ai choisie. On m'a pas dit qu'on était en France, hein.
Then down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Okay.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Attends, mais... Milton, mais ça me faisait redescendre dans la maison, là on monte en haut. Venir fou. Après ça parlait de là-bas. On va le faire. On va espérer que pas de soucis. On va pouvoir revenir. Parce que j'imagine tac 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 et après on finit là-haut quoi. Au final. Ah non, on monte. Ok, j'ai peur. C'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon. Ok, c'est ok.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Attends, je la refais mieux. Wouhou! Trop stylé. Oh l'abîme dans l'abîme. Broche quotidienne.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Il était doué ce gars.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Et barré où?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oula. Comment ça?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
C'est pas passé dans l'ordre.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Parce qu'il faut pas faire juste parler au chiottes qui est en bas. Il y a quelqu'un qui te demande bonne chance quoi. Des toilettes?
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Genre y'a rien là.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Non.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Attends, mais il m'en manque un. Down. Plus récent. C'est peut-être le dernier. Mehdi! Il est où? Oh, dommage. Quoi, je suis morte? Depuis le début? Je ne suis qu'un fantôme.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Ah, c'était à moi, pardon.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
No.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Et puis il y a des trous partout aussi, après c'est pas de sceller.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Et c'est une tornade qui est que au niveau de ma maison. Ça fait peur, hein. Donc si je la quitte pendant 2 jours, c'est bien.
Edith has a right
Pas crever.
to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
C'est pour autre chose. Quoi ces embrouilles?
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Pourquoi
When
faire?
the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
C'est tout droit.
I got turned around.
Ah! Mais mamie, t'es nulle.
I started seeing things.
Médoc.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Ali.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Ça augmente à le reste de l'histoire. Hein.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van
Ça a été déchiré
She was already gone.
dès le début.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Quoi là?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Ah, pour parler de Dallas. eBay, c'était stylé. Elle a donné naissance, mais elle a donné sa vie. Ok. Elle l'a pas dit qu'elle avait un truc qui risquait ça. Mais c'est la tragédie grecque. Ça joue à la Game Boy. Ah, il nous en manque 2 par contre. Et j'ai entendu dire que on pouvait les faire une fois le jeu fini dans le menu principal. Donc on va se les faire. J'ai dit que c'est comme ça. Des trophées en mode. D'accord. Ah mais ouais, c'est vrai qu'il est sorti il y a pas mal de temps. Et c'est bien stylé les différents racontages d'histoire. À chaque fois t'as un nouveau gameplay différent, un petit quelque chose. Une nouvelle façon de raconter. Barbara par exemple ou découpage de poissons. Faut pas se moquer des bébés, hein. Une tête. Non, vrai, hein. Ah, les gros yeux, on va... Oula. Ah ça finit mal, hein. Ah, les playtests tout le... Yeah. The end. L'option rejouer dans l'histoire est maintenant disponible. Sélectionnez Edith pour jouer dès le début. Ok. C'est rejouer une histoire, laisse-moi voir. Parce que Dawn, on l'a pas. Et c'était Eddie. Ou Eddie, on l'a à la fin. Comment ça? Est-ce qu'on sait la fin de Dawn? Quand je fais les deux... Attends. C'est ça. Rejouer une histoire. Ah mais on a tout eu, vrai. On a tout fait. Ok, ouais, non, c'était vraiment la fin. Pas trop bien. On a tout eu. Let's go. Bon, VOD, je vous dis à la prochaine. Bye.